Just getting ready to leave camp this morning. This is our water source. I got a little mini bath in it last night. It was cold. Anyways, everything is wet this morning. I had to put on wet clothes, wet shirt, wet shorts, everything. The only thing that was dry was my socks. So better than it downpouring, I guess. So it doesn't really matter about putting wet clothes on in the morning because I've only done 0.9 miles uphill and I'm sweating. My clothes are wet, so it wouldn't matter. Yeah, the only gross thing is they're wet from sweat, not from rain. So anyways, it is what it is. Finally, a little bit of downhill, and I'm sure it's only to go back uphill. It's kind of rooty, rocks. And I'm still out of breath from coming uphill, so I kind of have to slow down in these parts so I don't break a leg. So I forgot to mention last night, once we got in our tents, Papa Smurf and Pathfinder come by. So they actually are staying at, there's so many hostels with the name Bear in it. I can't remember now, but anyways, we passed it yesterday. And the hostel drops you off 26 miles up the trail, and then you slack pack those 26 miles back to the hostel. So that's what they were doing. We had already climbed in our tents and everything. Woo! Everything. Steep edges. I don't know if you can tell in the videos or not how steep they are, but anyway, yeah, so 26 miles is a marathon. So that's what they were doing last night. They had 4 miles left, I think, from our campsite. Yeah, so they're a couple days ahead of us now on mileage, but it's not a race, and we'll get there. Another thing I just thought of too, I'm sure my US followers are aware of this, but maybe my Canadian are not. So there are 2 types of cicadas that come out, and they only come out like, I don't know, it's like every 7 years. One kind comes out every 7 years, and then the other one is 9 or 14, something like that. But this year, they are both kinds are supposed to be emerging. And I believe we're starting to hear them as we're walking through Virginia. I know other states, I've seen the videos of how many there are and how loud it is. But we can hear them just starting for the last 2 days. So that's going to be interesting. But if you want to see some videos on that, maybe check out YouTube, because that's where I had seen a lot of the videos where you just walk through the woods and it's covered in these cicadas. I don't have any knowledge on them. Being from Canada, I know we have a few up there, but nothing like they have down here. So that should be interesting, trying to sleep at night. I'm told that it's very deafening, so like listening to them all day. So okay, I guess it's time for water shoes. This bridge has washed out. Let's go over here. I'm gonna put my water shoes on. Hey.
Good.
You good, you?
Good. This is the food crossing.
Yep. Nice and crisp. Unless you go over there, it gets up to about top of your calf muscle. Yeah.
Is it slippery?
No. That's why I told you to run.
water source. We've got a little gnome house. Okay, update. That was 5 miles of climbing, almost 6, in 80-degree weather. I'm soaked, wasn't fun. And now I'm out in an exposed field in the heat. And I've drank 3 liters of water so far. And I could drink much more. And my speed has slowed down big time. Oh yeah, and I also have circle flies flying around me for the last, I don't know, 3 hours. On the bright side, this is a perfect place to maybe see a bear. I haven't seen one yet on trail. That would be cool. Ooh, that shade feels good. I don't even know the name of this one. I'll have to put it in the bottom of the screen. What?
Is it chestnut?
Yes, chestnut.
Chestnut knob?
Yeah, chestnut knob. And this is an enclosed shelter, which is pretty cool. And I almost died trying to get up here. So I feel. Yeah, fire pit. I got the privy over there. And then the next best thing is the view. Never make plans on the Appalachian Trail because they never work out. Yeah, so we got to the top of that hill with the shelter, and we finally had service. We haven't had service for a couple of days, and the first thing that popped up on our phone was a big thunderstorm, a severe thunderstorm coming through with like tornado activity. And anyway, sorry, I met up with somebody. So yeah, it's gonna be here within 2 hours. So we looked for, that shelter there would be great to stay in. Everything would have been dry. But we also, if we hike a mile down the road or down the trail, then we can get a hostel. So that's what we chose to do, and I can't for the life of me remember what it's called now. Starts with a B. I don't know. I'll have to put that at the bottom of the screen too. That is the change of plans, because we don't really have time to get to the next shelter, because the next shelter is 10 miles. So, and if we go to the hostel, we get an extra mile in, done, and we have laundry and showers. So that's what we're doing. We're here, Burke's Garden Hostel. That right there is what we're avoiding. We've arrived here at the hostel, and I think it's going to be one of my favorite ones.